Welcome back, everybody. Busy Tuesday morning show underway here. Chat some hoops coming up in our second hour. We mentioned off the top, though, the latest Mel Kiper mock draft has one Gray Zabel as a first-round pick to the Minnesota Vikings with a 24th overall selection, which just going to heat up the crazy talk between now and 2 months from now when the NFL draft gets going. Our next guest is certainly hoping that he will get a phone call in over that time period after an outstanding 6-year career at North Dakota State. I figure I've been bothering him since he was like a junior in high school, so I feel like he's an old man with myself as well. Former Bison kicker Griffin Crosa joins us here on this Tuesday morning as he gets ready for another day of training down in Minneapolis. It's good to see you, bud. What's the last 6-7 weeks been like?
Busy training, kicking, and bouncing around different guys too. A couple weekends ago, I was in Arizona working out with Gary Zahner for his senior kicking combine. So it's been weird being away from the team, and definitely an adjustment, but keeping myself busy. And like you said, I'm on my way to workout right now. So I'm sorry if I hear some background noise in the highway, but yeah, just staying busy.
Tell me about this. You sign with an agency, how that goes, because we know with like quarterbacks and wide receivers, defensive guys, kickers. How did this come about? Like, did you seek them out? Did they find you?
So as far as agents go with specialists, it is a little difficult because not every agent represents specialists. So finding connections with other guys that have tried to make it to the league, that have had agents before that are also kickers or specialists. That's been one kind of route that I've taken. And I've had some people, reach out to me, and I've reached out to some others. But the agency I signed with actually reached out to me and, created a great relationship with them right off the bat. And, I'm happy to be represented by them. So,
was there anything you were looking for when you're talking with potential reps on what you want to hear?
So as far as what I was looking for, I was looking for somebody that, wants it just as bad as I do. And, that's saying a lot because, I want it pretty bad. But, that's kind of what you need, especially as a specialist, because you're not going to, even at pro day, all the eyes are mainly going to be on the skill position guys and the offensive line guys. So
right.
Somebody that's going to, work hard to, get your name out there, your face out there and, go to bat for you. So that's all I was really looking for. And, something that felt, like personable too. And like something I could create like an actual relationship with, these people. So that's definitely two things I was looking for when I was looking for an agent. So, and I found them with my guys. So,
all right, Griff, give us the lowdown of what you're working on now. Like we know what, like I know what Gray's doing. He's not necessarily working on any football stuff. It's like trying to make him faster and working on blocking and that kind of stuff. What have you been working on outside of kicking? What have you been doing?
Yeah, so I'm actually working with Coach Perk down here, who's a former Bison and was strength coach for us too earlier on in my career.
Yep.
And when I reached out to Perk, I told him I was like, you can put me through whatever workouts you want. I don't know how much of the speed and agility stuff I need to do as a specialist, but you put me through whatever you want, and I'll be there. So I've just been lifting a bunch right now with Perk, and then as far as kicking goes. I kind of have a good idea of, after the season, how long it takes for my, body to get back to where it needs to, before spring ball or before whatever I need to get ready for. So, gearing up for pro day, I knew that I couldn't really take a lot of time off. So I took about a week off from lifting and kicking after, we were in Frisco, and then got right back to it and just been kicking since then and lifting as well. And it's just, I think that's necessary for me, with the pro day coming up soon, just making sure I get enough, workouts and enough reps in. So I'm in midseason form by the time, pro day rolls around.
You have like the most extensive game tape to present. Like, well, I'm not sure what else they need to see out of you. You just did you describe that of like, okay, I had 6 years of kicking. I'm not sure what else in pressure situations. So what else do you need to do is I guess what I'm asking, because you've done it for 6 years.
Yeah. So obviously the game experience definitely is a plus. I'm sure the teams love to see that. one kicking off the sticks in front of, camera or
Yeah.
in front of a team is one thing. And it does definitely, teams do evaluate on that. But I do think the best, representation of, how, uh, how good a specialist is in game. But again, those teams like to see you in person too. They like to be on the field when you're kicking. And then also, in those situations, they can see how far you kick too. The NFL scouts and the pro scouts, from my understanding, love the long ball. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that I've been working on, and not only just increasing strength, but just uh, becoming comfortable and with my swing from those longer distances. So that's what I would say. I do think the game tape, says a lot, and I think that will help me a lot. But there is something to be said about the team actually watching you in person on the field and evaluating you that way too.
How long do you feel comfortable for right now? Like if you were to step up, what distance you feel good at right now?
So yesterday or a couple weekends ago in Arizona, during the charting, I hit from 53. I
Right.
think I'm confident from 55. And I think that I can, extend my range beyond that. And then, I'm looking at it as, I'm still a month away from
Yep.
pro day. I have a lot of, lifting and kicking left to do, this last month. So I definitely think I can extend it, by the time that hits. And then, I'm still planning on working out after pro day too. So I'll come back to the cities and, keep working uh, until somebody else calls me and I have to go somewhere else. So
Last thing for you, bud. Just the on pro day, what do you expect them the scouts to put you through? What do you expect to be doing when you get here in about a month?
yeah, so they actually just sent out the kind of the timing schedule for the pro day. What's be going on at what times. For me personally, they haven't said anything about what I'm going to be doing. My guess is there's not a specialist at every pro day
Right.
around the country. So a lot of these scouts probably they might just want to see me put myself through a workout, and then I'll do that, and then I'll ask them at the end, do you want to see anything else or anything specific? But also, like we'll just I'm gonna prepare for anything and be ready, but I'll ask before too what they kind of want to see and you know um, go about it that way on the day of the pro day. So
I gotta ask one last thing before I let you go. Favorite kick? What comes to mind when I say that? What is your favorite? It doesn't have to be the most important one. It's your favorite. Which one comes to mind?
man, so it's tough. There's a lot of kicks. I would say it has to be a field goal. It has to be a field goal.
Yep,
The incarnate word one 47-yarder in the playoffs was
that's
a
a good
big one.
one. Yep.
That one definitely comes to mind. But I don't know, and I'm sure you guys noticed. I've always been somebody that got super excited after making kicks, and especially early on in my career. Maybe I didn't show it as much later in my career that I was excited as I did. Maybe when I was 18 years old. But no, I enjoyed it just as much. But I would say one that sticks out early in my career is the 46-yarder against Delaware
Ooh,
that
okay. Yeah.
that dinked off the crossbar and went in. I think I about threw up with excitement on the sideline after that. So I would say those two stick out. But
Uh,
I'll probably get off the phone with you here, Dom, and think of probably 20 more kicks that were just as awesome. So
my
it's
producer
tough. It's a tough
My
answer.
producer brought up, by the way, you were named to the All Missouri Valley 40-year team. There's 3 Bison kickers on there. You're on that list. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. Obviously being on the names with all the Bison is awesome. And there's hell of a lot of great players
Oh,
on that
man.
list, and obviously, being on the list with the other Missouri Valley guys too means a lot. Not only the position group guys as far as skill and offensive line and whatnot, but even Hunter Dustman from SDSU was on there.
Yep.
I saw Matthew Cook too. So just being on a list with guys like that, and seeing guys I've played against too and played with being on that list, it's cool for all of us. So.
Is there a guy you ever patterned yourself after, a kicker? They say, I want to kick just like him.
Um, Not necessarily. I mean, I've always taken tips from guys or watched guys and been like, I like that he does that. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I think I kind of just always, kicked my way of kicking. Obviously, it's evolved over time, but I don't know. I see some guys that look similar to me, and then sometimes I think that I have a pretty unique way of kicking. I think that Harrison Butker is one guy I look at a lot in the NFL. And I think, as far as in the league, maybe that's the closest I can say that reminds me of myself. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great kickers. I could, say I want to be like a lot of guys. But but yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that.
It's great to see you, bud. Thanks so much for the time. Good luck. I'll see you next month when you come back up here, okay?
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Dom.
Good to see you. There he is, Griffin Crosa,
Yep.
NDSU's all-time leading scorer. And as I mentioned as well, part of the All-Missouri Valley 40-year team. 3 Bison kickers on there with Cam Peterson and Adam Keller. Pretty good stuff, and we appreciate his time here this morning. We're due for a break. We come back. Our guy Mike McFeely waiting in the wings. We're going to chat some hoops and anything else that comes up our way. I'm sure there'll be some other chat as well. That's coming up when Hot Mike returns on this Tuesday morning. We're back after this.